And I must mention trees, not least because the tree-lined streets of Shanghai have been an inspiration to me ever since I saw them many years ago. Trees are not only beautiful to look at, but the shade they create makes it much more likely that people will choose to walk in the cooler air beneath them. A further benefit of trees is, of course, that they sequester carbon and they provide home and shelter to many life forms that increases the biodiversity of cities. And so our plans for new cities, as well as for the improvement of existing cities, always look to preserve or to create tree-lined avenues. And in a similar manner, we're increasingly providing shade in the form of canopies and other architectural devices. A further feature of forward-thinking cities is that they are increasingly looking to adapt, to repurpose, and to restore their existing fabric of buildings, rather than simply to keep growing. Because by refurbishing their existing building stocks, cities can avoid the carbon-intensive exercise of demolition and reconstruction, and instead they can retain the embodied carbon of existing buildings as far as possible. In our master plan for Nur-Sultan, the capital city of Kazakhstan, we persuaded the city leaders to improve and to intensify the existing city fabric before growing into the surrounding natural landscape. And one of the most important characteristics of great cities is the way in which they mix their land uses so that people can easily access everyday needs, whether that's work, shops, schools, healthcare, and other friends. Gone are the days of land use zoning. No more suburban shopping centres surrounded by great seas of car parks, or office centres which can only be reached by private vehicles. Instead, we're designing great new streets with more offices, shops and other commercial uses on them, and then side streets where people live, all interspersed with parks and public spaces, joined up by street networks with enough connectivity to make it easy to walk or to cycle directly from A to B. And of course, this is the classic formula of great cities, from ancient Rome to historic Shanghai. The future is, in some ways at least, a return to the best ways of the past. And finally, let me mention speed. Great cities are slow cities, and great leaders are leading the transformation of their cities away from speeding vehicles and towards slow speed walking and cycling, with high-speed public transport below ground as subways or above ground as monorails. Slow, shaded, connected and mixed use. These are the characteristics of the low-carbon future city that I believe are popular with citizens as well as with city leaders.